the Bloodstone Emperor. He turned his back on the gods of Hiti and began worshipping a black stone that had fallen from the skies, took a tiger woman as wife, feasted on human flesh, practiced necromancy and enslaved his own people. This blood betrayal, as it is known in the annals of the further east, ushered in the Long Night. Some believe that the Bloodstone Emperor was the first high priest of the Church of Starry Wisdom, a sinister religion that persists in many port cities throughout the known world. The 5 forts, massive fortresses along the northeastern boundaries of the Golden Empire of Iti, which predate the empire itself, are claimed by some to have been raised by the first, Pearl Emperor, to keep the Lion of Night, his assumed grandfather, and his demons away from the realms of men. The fort's walls are slabs of fused black stone almost 1,000 feet high. Some think the walls are Valyrian in origin, although there is no record of Valyrians having visited the area, and they even predate the rise of the Freehold. The origins of Asshai are lost in history. Even the Asshai do not claim to know who built it, stating only a city stood there since the world began and will stand there until it ends. The entire city is built of black stone, and some say as well that this stone itself has an unpleasant feel to it, that it seems at times as if the light is being sunk into its blackness. The origins of Yin are one of the greatest mysteries of the known world. Just like many other ancient structures of unknown origin, Yin is built entirely of oily black stone, in blocks so large it would require a dozen elephants to move them. City had remained in desolation for many thousands of years, yet the jungle surrounding it has scarce touched it. There are ruins of an ancient civilization on the Isle of Toads, and the modern inhabitants are believed to descend from those who carved the toadstone. They may be the only remnants of a forgotten race, since they are described as having an unpleasant fish-like aspect to their faces, and many have webbed hands and feet. Similar ancient ruins are found also on the Isle of Tears and Exile. Ancient Loroth was founded by a people known as the Maze Makers, who created mazes on the islands and on mainland Assos to the south. One of such mazes is found on the second biggest isle of the archipelago, Loracion, where maze makers constructed great maze covering 3/4 of the island's surface and having 4 subterranean levels. The purpose of the mazes is unknown, and we can only assume they were built as fortifications, since the legends of the Lorathi state the maze makers were destroyed by creatures of the sea, such as merlings, selkies, or walrus men. Thus, they were in the state of war and in need of heavy defensive structures. But those are only assumptions. Large bones which have been found inside the mazes indicate that maze makers were massively built and larger than men, which has led some to suggest the maze makers were born of the unions of human man and female giants. The origins of Oaktown are lost to time. The oldest runic records of the first man, as well as records from maesters that claim to have lived among the children of the forest, confirm men have lived at the mouth of the Honeywine since the Dawn Age. It was suggested the settlement at Whispering Sound began as a trading post where ships from Valyria, Old Gis, and the Summer Isles could resupply and trade with so-called elder races. The Mighty Hightower, a massive stepped lighthouse located on Battle Isle, where the Honeywine widens into Whispering Sound. The Hightower has a great beacon on top, which shows ships the way to port. It is located on Battle Isle and is the tallest tower in the world, higher even than the 700-foot wall. The people of Old Town can tell the time of day by the tower's shadow, and some claim that the wall can be seen from its top. The foundation of the Hightower is a fortress of unadorned black stone of uncertain origin on Black Isle. House Hightower lived within it and subsequently built the Hightower above it. While some believe it to be Valyrian in origin, others suggest that it was made by the Maze Makers, and then others again state that it was created by the Deep Ones, citing its similarities to the Sea Stone Chair. The legends of the Lorathi state the Maze Makers were destroyed by creatures of the sea sea. So maybe the Deep Ones took over what is now the foundation of the Hightower after defeating Mazemakers. Valyrian origin is supported by the claim that Old Town began as a trading post for ships of Valyria, Old Gis, and the Summer Isles, predating the arrival of the first man to Westeros. Maesters believe the Iron Islands were settled by the first man many thousands of years ago. Legends claim that the first man discovered what would be called the Sea Stone Chair, throne made of a block of oily black stone carved into the shape of a kraken upon the shores of Old Wick. There is no evidence the islands were inhabited by children of the forest or giants, and humans worshipped the drowned god instead of the old gods. The drowned man, the priests of the Isles, claim the Iron Men are not first men but were created in the image of the drowned god, and they, therefore, may have a connection with Merlings. Some also suspect that the Isles were originally inhabited by the Deep Ones, a dark and wild race of half-man, half-fish creatures who lurked in the depths of the oceans and harassed the coastlands, and that they are the ones who left the Sea Stone Chair behind. Most Ironborn, however, believed that their ancestors were an offshoot of the first men who simply crossed to the Isles on boats, where their culture developed differently from their mainland cousins.